The situation at Manchester United right now, right this second, is currently extremely dire. No amount of window dressing by YouTubers will change that. No amount of window dressing by opposition fans will change that. And I think, despite an attempt at positivity in some corners, most fans can see right through that and see that the situation at Manchester United right now, as I said, is extremely dire. So when I saw a video a couple of days ago titled "Why Manchester United Aren't That Bad," it really piqued my interest. The title did its job. It made me click, and as you've probably gathered by now, I disagreed with most of it.
The idea that we know best from the outside, when there are so many moving parts within this Manchester United structure right now, so many things changing, kind of feels mad to me. I get that the end product isn't there, but it's frustrating that for some weird reason, even though we don't have the insight, even though Eric Ten Hag does have more of the insight.
Okay, so let's break this argument down in a very simple manner so it's easy for everyone to understand. Just like United, McDonald's is loved by millions of people worldwide. So if a new McDonald's opens up in our neighbourhood, we still expect the staff to have a certain level of training, and therefore we expect them to have a certain level of competence, and therefore we all expect a certain level of burger. But if every time we go to McDonald's we get served a crap burger over and 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 over again, at some point we're going to think that the cooks at our local McDonald's should be fired, sacked, sayonara'd. And at some point we might decide to complain to the manager of that local McDonald's. And if that manager decides to defend his cooks, 100% of the people watching this video will think that that manager is absolutely crazy, loopy, gone. And I guarantee that everyone would think that way. But you and me are not cooks at McDonald's. We all have never been a manager at McDonald's. Oh, well, maybe one or two of you have. So what gives us the right to complain?
We still think we know better than them because the 1-2 results were on the field.
I would actually agree that it was only 1 or 2 bad results and that we need to have patience. If we weren't seeing the same problems that we were seeing all of last season, but from Fulham, Brighton and Liverpool, we've seen no change at all from last season.
And that feels weird to me. So I'm just wondering, and I want to ask you as Manchester United fans, do you think that you're in a position, genuinely, I want to ask you this question, to assess the whole situation and make a call on whether Eric Ten Hag is going to be there in a year, there in 2 years, going to extend another contract?
Yes, but how long are we supposed to be patient for? 1 year? 2 years? 3 years? 4 years? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years? The same content creator, a content creator by the way that I have no problem with, in another video in which he was talking about United, he said that this is still a transitional season for Ten Hag. If we're all wearing the rose-tinted specs, we'll always find a way to defend Ten Hag. What if Luke Shaw's injured? Oh, that's the reason why we're playing so crap. Oh, what if Rasmus Højlund gets injured for a whole season? Oh, that was the reason. So once he just gets Rasmus Højlund back, we'll be okay. But what if by the time Rasmus Højlund comes back, Bruno Fernandes has left the club? And what if you get a replacement in for Bruno Fernandes, and by the time that replacement comes, Højlund gets injured again? So again, how long are we supposedly in transition?
Do we have to try and dunk on Eric Ten Hag in a press conference because it's kind of satisfying?
It's not about it being satisfying. They were actually very valid questions. Questions that Ten Hag decided to answer in a smart-ass way. So if anyone looks bad, it's actually Ten Hag that looks bad.
I get bored of hearing the same things over and over again. And that is where my frustration comes from. I'm like, let's at least tell the story properly here, guys. Let me know some of your frustration in the comments below, and I'd love to chat to you guys down there, and I will be in the comments replying to you guys. There are elements of what he's trying to achieve, and he's had to jerk from one end to the other on what it is that he wants these players to do, partially because he's found out mentally some of them aren't capable, physically some of them aren't capable, and Tactically, some of them aren't capable, so technically they're also not capable. And that must be incredibly frustrating as a coach who's come into one of the biggest institutions in English football.
But the majority of the players that are being criticised right now are either Ten Hag signings or players that Ten Hag continues to pick. Casemiro is the main one, and if Ten Hag didn't think he fit into his system, why was he purchased? Anyway, regardless of whether you want Ten Hag in or out, I think we can all agree that this situation is not very positive right now at Manchester United. Let's hope it gets to that point in the future, and let's carry on supporting the team as much as we can, but without being foolish in doing so. If their manager is a problem, we can't carry on supporting him for 10, 15, 20 years. At some point you need to cut off. And at some point you need to stop making excuses for people. Let's see when we get to that point as a United fan base. Let's see. Peace.